Go through with PTSD. Also, I'm ex-military, but I learned how to turn it into microphone techniques. So I'm gonna freestyle, and then I'm gonna tell y'all a little something, because Wanda D told me to freestyle. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Hard with the drums. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I come from the boogie down, south side of town. MCs like me, we come incredible. See, I've been spending so much time in my head. Grab the microphone, did you hear what I just said? I got skills, rocking on the mic, I pay bills all the time. Rapping on the beat with the rhyme. I'm coming off the top of my mind. I do this all the time. This is how I grind. I am enough.
I am enough.
Sing it, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Times right now are totally rough. Every time I'm dealing with this stuff, I grab the microphone and I don't bluff. And when I hold the microphone, I'm like the bluff. Sit back and watch the crowd rock. I grab the microphone non-stop. Blast the microphone is, I got a bonus to grab this mic and do just what I like. Too much hesitation, I had to take the time. Sit back, relax, so I can unwind. Messing with my mind. Now I gotta come out here and show this one time that I could unwind. Say a little stuff that was on my mind. And this is how we do. Are y'all with me? I'm with you too. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
Come on, times are tough and you know it's rough, but say, I am enough.
I am enough.
Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. I am enough. I'm from the Bronx, baby. Alright.
In the 8C.
Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D Hollis, the motivational queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.iamenough365.com.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's me, Wanda D, the motivational queen. Listen, are you here because it's on purpose? That's what today's talk about, is about being on purpose. So come on in the room. Come on in the room. Let everybody know that you're here on the I Am Enough talk show. Do me a favor. And if you're watching us from Facebook, just hit that like button, hit that share button. If you're following us on YouTube, please leave a comment because we will be checking these comments. And, what's up? You know, it's Sunday. Yes, it's Sunday. It's time to get it in. This is the I Am Enough talk show where your dreams matter. We come to you live 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I just hope you're in a great place today. You know, I'm in the ATL. We had some strange stuff happening last night. Tornadoes touching down on I-20. Who was out there? I hope none of y'all was out there because I couldn't believe it. My daughter called me, was like, "Mom, tornado just touched down here in Douglasville." You know, I tell you, you can't mess around with Mother Earth because she ain't having it. She ain't having it. I don't know what y'all done did to make Mother Earth want to run up through Atlanta on the freeway. So anyway, come on in. Let me know that you're out there watching. Be sure to hashtag I Am Enough. Put down where you're tuning in from so we can give you a great big shout out because we love to give shout outs. So today I got a couple queens in the building. Our queen Taniesha, she has something going on, and it's her birthday. So, I was like, it's your birthday. So let's just send her out some birthday love. And we have Miss Freda. Queen Freda is in the building, one of our other co-authors of the book, Wake Up Winning Volume 2. And she's going to come and talk to us. And then there is Dwan Johnson is in the building as well. That's my sister over there on DJ Grady Baby Radio. So, the Queens is in the building, and Queen's gonna lay it out to you, let you know what's going on, give you some advice, give you some tips, just help you keep staying in the game like you should, right? Like you should. Can't give up on your dreams, because ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that. And let me just let you know what's going on with us here on the Wake Up Winning Group for Entrepreneurs. Let me just see if I could pull this up right quick. We're doing 100 days of motivation to manifestation. And when I tell you that it is such a great place to be in the morning, get your mind right, stay on track, probably pull up a lot of stuff in you that you didn't even know was there. It's just a beautiful time. And we've been rocking and rolling. Tomorrow it will be our day 57. I can't even believe that we're here. We're past the halfway mark. And so what you can do later on is just go over there to that Wake Up Winning Group for Entrepreneurs and check us out. Hey, Sharana, how you doing? Queen, how you doing? Hey, Shay, Sheila and Corbett? I think I said that right. I may be wrong. Please don't charge it to my head, or don't charge it to my heart. What did I get that twisted? I probably got that twisted. You get the gist of it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Hit that thumbs up button and hit that like button. And please, 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 by all means, share. What else is going on? I'm trying to think. Well, we have the book coming out soon. Wake Up Winning Volume 2. I'm very, very super excited about that. And I've started another show about a couple months ago, the I Am Wanda D Hollis show on DJ Grady Baby Radio. I come to you live on Mondays at 9 o'clock. So it's just a lot of stuff going on. And last but not least, yesterday we had such a dynamic time I hosted an event for WWCA, which is World Women's Conference and Awards, and we talked about mental health. We talked about domestic violence and cancer. This is October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It was just such a phenomenal time. I tell you, very, very transparent. So if you were out there and you were a part of that, just smile, because the energy and the love and the vibration was just so high, and it was just such a fulfilling time. When you giving people your time, you got to make sure that you're putting your energy in the right space, right? So it was just a beautiful experience. Well, I want to get this thing started because these ladies got a lot to talk about and y'all got a lot to learn. Now, I'm gonna bring you, these are two published authors, very knowledgeable in their field, just to do great work. And I want to just give them the opportunity to introduce themselves to you. So just sit back. I'm telling you this, grab your pen, because you never know when the nugget is going to get dropped, and you want to make sure you're ready to pick it up, right? I got my pen. I got a couple pens. I got one in both hands because I'm going to be left-handed and right-handed. In case I miss one with the left hand, I'm going to pick it up with the right hand. Did I do that in reverse? Well, you get the gist of it. Okay, so the first person I want to bring to you is Minister Freda. And she's dynamic. I haven't known her long, but her spirit is phenomenal. She works in the school system, and anybody working in the school system, they awesome, because it takes a lot to work in the school system. It really does. But she works in the school system, and she's here. She's right here in Atlanta with me. So can't wait till I could get the opportunity to meet her in person. But we have started on this journey in our book project. But not only that, it's just her spirit. So she's come through. She's taught us some things inside of our group page, and she's coming on today to just share with us some more. Our topic is purpose, but right now she's just going to introduce herself to you. So without further ado, let me see if the queen is ready. Let me make sure she's not back there eating up all the snacks. Wipe your corners of your mouth, queen. You don't want to come on with the potato chips on your side of your mouth now. Back there in the green room showing out. How you doing, queen? Uh-oh. Can you hear
Hi,
me?
how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm gonna get out your way so you can just
Yes.
introduce yourself. I'm back up in the corner, and hopefully you left me some chips in the back in the green room.
Okay. Hi, I'm Freda. I am an author. I am a licensed Baptist minister. I'm also
We are having some technical difficulties, so hopefully she'll be back on. I couldn't hardly hear things, but keeping the party moving. This is what we do. So I am going to bring up Dwan Johnson, and Queen, you
I'm ready. I'm excited.
ready? Well, I don't know, because I couldn't hear her. Could you hear?
I couldn't. No, I
Okay.
couldn't.
So I'm hoping that that we'll get that problem straightened out. But Queen, I want you to take a moment and just go ahead on and introduce yourself to the people, and I'm gonna move myself on to the back, and then I'm gonna come back and join you in a moment.
Okay. Hello, I'm Dwon Moss Johnson. I'm Atlanta native, so I'm a Georgia peach, a juicy Georgia peach. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I'm an author. I'm a co-host on DJ Grady Baby. I also have my own show, The One After Dark, where we talk about sex, love, and relationships. Um, I also do a lot of motivational speaking to young women and women of all ages in South Carolina, in Atlanta, a lot of churches, a lot of youth groups. And I just love life. I believe in giving back. Maya Angelou, you can't go through life with catches mitt on both hands. You have to be able to throw something back. So I'm constantly trying to make sure I'm throwing something back.
Well, I know that's just the short version of what you throwing back.
Yes.
but it's all good. So you mentioned that you were in the military. How long were you in the military for?
For 4 years, I was in the Marine Corps. Hoorah.
Hoorah! My brother is a ex-military Marine man.
Oh, wait. A Marine is always a Marine. So he is a Marine.
Okay, okay. How was your experience like when you were in the Marines?
You know what? I love the camaraderie. I love the friends. It's all about the good old boys club, really.
Mhm.
So my experience with the people that I worked for was not good. I was also sexual assaulted on several occasions. So that kind of dampens my memory of the Marine Corps. But as far as friends, as far as traveling, I loved it.
Mhm. Mhm. When you talk about you were sexually assaulted, was that from your higher commanders or
The
from
first, when I was in Japan, it was my commanding officer, and
wow.
I tried to tell somebody. I tried to tell my boyfriend at the time, but the commanding officer heard me, so my life was just hell after that on the
Mhm.
island. I went to Paris Island, South Carolina, as my last duty station, where a NCO sexual assaulted me regularly. But by that time, I was scared to say anything because before from me saying anything, my life was hell.
Wow. Well, you have hey Lotus, what's going on, Queen? Lotus says, "Thank you for your service." She said she is a prior Navy.
Yes.
Navy.
Thank you for
Y'all
your
are
service.
like partners,
Yes.
the Navy and the Marines.
Yes.
Um so when did you and how long you again did you say you were there?
Four
For
years.
4 years?
I
Okay.
was active for 4 years, and then after that, I still traveled because I was married to a Marine at that time.
Okay, got you. So you did a lot of traveling. What's some of the great places that you've been to and what was your best experience?
My best and most memorable is Okinawa, Japan. It was just different. I was raised in a strict household. All I could do was go to church. My parents loved me, but they kept a hold on me. As long as I was in the States, my
Mhm.
daddy would just pop up. So the first opportunity I had to go out the country, I went, and I just felt so liberated. I just felt so free.
Wow. My mom was in the military. Well, my mom and my dad, then my brother
Mhm.
went in the military. So, what I loved about just that experience was it everything, people were really close. Like the
Right.
military has its own community.
Right. It took me a long time to get used to being a civilian because
Mhm.
I was so used to being on base, living on base, and like you said, it's a close knit community.
Right. 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 So is that what you when you were married and you weren't like no longer part of the structure of it, what was the difference then in was there any difference in how you
I
moved
just
around?
had more freedom. I didn't have to worry about anybody mistreating me and hiding behind their rank.
Mhm.
I could
Mhm.
be me, but of course, I was still in a Marine mind frame because
Mm.
I had just gotten out the Marine Corps. So I was still stuck in the Marine mind frame. I just had more freedom as to what people could tell
Okay. Okay. Um when did you started writing?
me. I started keeping a journal when I was 8. I've been writing since then. It's like I've been writing forever. My dad used to buy us highlight books. Those are the highlight magazines.
Mhm. I
And
remember those magazines.
yeah. Okay, and I've always been a reader. I would not go outside. I would read like a book a day.
Mhm.
And I just started writing. And then it wasn't structured writing because I didn't have the skills to be an author, but I got a chance with Brown Girls Book to do a submission for an anthology, and I did that and got picked for 3 of their anthologies. And
Okay.
then I wrote my own book, Beautiful Mistake.
I love
And
it.
this thank you. It's women fiction with a touch of erotica.
Okay.
It wouldn't be me if it didn't have a
It sure wouldn't.
little
It sure
spot.
wouldn't. What are some of the main characters in the book and where did you get their idea from?
I got the idea because I wanted to let the readers become aware of what a person with a mental illness live with
Mhm.
day to day. Journey is my main character. She has bipolar, and it shows the ups and downs. Mental patients. We because I'm bipolar,
Mhm.
we constantly take ourselves off our medication because we're feeling good, but then we don't realize that we're feeling good because we're taking a medicine, and by the time that gets back and we get so used to not taking the medicine, you're in a dark place. So I wanted to show what bipolar looks like. The good,
Right.
the bad, and the ugly.
And that's interesting that you did it through through the characters of inside a book, because I know you talk about it too, in your story, but you did it in this writing. So that was very courageous because um that's not really common, you
Mm-hmm.
know, to talk about it.
Right.
When did you first discover that this was an affliction or when did it first show up to you?
Well, I was when I got back from Japan, I ended up going to the hospital I was trying to deal with all that went on, the sexual assault, and that while I was there, I had a miscarriage. So I
Mhm.
started getting depressed then. So I went into a facility, a hospital, came out. I struggled with depression, went to work for popular insurance place, struggled with depression, but it wasn't until 10 years ago I
Mhm.
ended up back in the hospital, and that's when I was diagnosed with bipolar, and they had to figure out what medications, because it was bipolar and suicide ideation. So they had to tackle all of it.
Mhm. And well, tell us about some of the emotional things that you go through under that label of bipolarness. What are some of the things that you personally have had to deal with, and how does that keep you connected to what you do? Because I know you seem to manage it through the things that you do what you love, which is writing and doing your shows and stuff like that.
Bipolar is the combination of depression and manic. And manic is when you're on a high, you can't sleep. For me, manic is everything is just wonderful. But I have to do something to give me a quick fix. When a person is manic, they're very impulsive. My thing is spending money that I don't have, and I'm hypersexual. So those are two things that we try to keep under control, to the point where I can't leave my house until the phase is over.
Wow.
Um, the depression is it's just a dark place. I can't do anything. I can't even write. I can't get out the bed. Uh, I'm facing a wall. Anything is making me cry. I just my depression. I just can't function.
Mm. What are some of the triggers?
That's one of the issues. We don't know all of my triggers because it just comes out of the blue. I know I got triggered really bad. My mom died 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
That that just knocked me all. all off the scale and stuff. But I'm supposed to be keeping a mood journal to
Mm-hmm.
show where my triggers are. But I don't keep that. I just write in my journal and I forget I got the mood journal.
Well, you just remembered, Queen. You can't use that excuse. You just remembered you have that mood
I
journal.
know.
You can't use that one no more. I'm be calling you, Dwan. Where that mood journal at? Grab that mood journal. Because we have to do what we need, and that's So yesterday being it was mental health, World Mental Health Day, or something like that. I think I'm right under that title. I know it's Mental Health World Day or something like that. And Demetria, she was on and she was sharing with us how she like certain things help her, like walking, getting out in nature, walking, um writing, and
Not
like
isolated.
food, like eating certain things or not eating certain things. So is there anything in particular that helps you?
I'm bad with isolating, but I'm noticing if I just get out and even if I just have to run to the store, it
Mhm.
helps. Walking will help. It helps me. It helps my mood, and it helps me to be more creative.
Yeah. And I would imagine like this during this time, especially with this hey Fitzgerald, happy Sunday. I would imagine that during this time of like the COVID-19 season that we're in, it's so easy for people to stay indoors because they say don't go out, don't speak, don't do
Right,
this, don't do
right,
that. And when you get out, it's not just about being out, it's about the energy of the people around you. I've
right,
noticed I've noticed that going out is not nearly the same because you got everybody masked up, people not speaking. So if to me it feels worse to get out than stay at home because at home is and if you have like family, and if your family is a good family, that's a good
right.
thing. But of course, things are so challenging right now.
It
Um
is. It really
yeah,
is.
it's so challenging right now. Do you what is the worst part about this COVID-19 season that you're experiencing right now?
I have horrible anxiety about catching it. So I think that is what's bothering me the most about the pandemic is I'm so anxious that I'm gonna catch it, and every little cough or nasal stuff,
Mm.
I start getting paranoid. I wake up and take my temperature all of the
Oh my
time.
goodness. Yeah,
That
Queen.
alone.
Queen,
Mm.
we need to talk more. Do you meditate?
No, I've been trying to figure out how to do it right.
We're gonna do it together. Because one thing I do know is like fear, anxiety that attracts what it is that you're trying to avoid. You
Right,
attract it through
right,
just that fear consciousness of doing that. So you gotta find a resting place for your spirit so you won't have to, so it'll ease up that anxiety and do more. I had started painting more because I used to paint. So and not that I'm not fearful that I'm gonna get it or nothing like that. It's just that the release of time, for
right.
me, it's like let me do something and I don't watch TV, I don't do a lot of stuff. So I broke out with my paint brushes, and just doing some painting and stuff like that. So, I always recommend to people to do indulge in an activity that will take you away from
Right,
that mental, that darkness. Do
right.
something pretty and then paint something full of color. And another thing that I've started doing is eating. I started my vegan
Yes,
experience.
yes,
Yeah,
I see
but
that.
you know what I noticed, Queen, is that I like the preparation of it. I like to go to the store and get certain vegetables and stuff and the colors of them, and then come home, and when I hit that knife, the aromas just fill up my nose. So I'm just like I'm really like into another place, whereas I
Right,
wasn't there before. And I think that if it had not been for going through the pandemic, is what I call it, then I probably wouldn't even have come up to this, because I probably would have just been going so fast with my life, going here,
right,
and I usually be doing a lot of traveling and stuff.
right,
So for me, this time is really offered to be like a blessing, because now I'm focusing on some things that I could really focus on.
right.
So yeah. So let me just check these comments for a minute and see if our sister in the back here, if she's ready. I think she had to get some stuff reset. We was having a bad, horrible connection earlier. So we're gonna hopefully we she has that problem fixed, solved. So Lotus is getting down in the comments. She says, great to see you. I know it's been so long. Me and Lotus and Janelle and Terrence, we used to do coaches at the Coaches Cafe, and just did a lot of stuff during the first part of COVID-19 season when it came in. It was just like crazy. But anyway, we did a lot of work, and she's awesome. She's awesome. So
Wow.
she said, start a watch party. Yes, people, start a watch party. Do something with yourself. Start a watch party. Fitzgerald said, hey, um, she wanted to know, what part of Japan were you in?
Okinawa, Camp Kinzer.
Okinawa, Camp Kinzer.
Yes.
Okay, Lotus. So she said, agreed with me in the meditation. Yeah, so we're gonna do that, Queen. We're gonna set up a day. We gotta
Okay.
get that, and it's a process to meditating. And then I can just share some tips with you as far as sound therapy that helps too, because you
Okay.
gotta take control of where your spirit
Yes.
go. You know,
Yes.
you gotta manage
Yes.
that. Happy Sunday, Lakeisha. Shout out to you, our WWCA president in the building. I was just telling him about the event that we had the other day. Happy Sunday, Jacqueline. Thanks for coming in. And Lotus is out there in Washington, D.C.
Mm.
Yes, yes, yes. And Miss Tanya's in the building as well. So thank you for coming by, Queen. And she has a statement here. She said, with meditation, you just begin. There is no right. Yep. You grow into with the practice. That is so true. But you'll be
Okay.
surprised. I know I've done several guided meditations on with clients, with friends, with family, because it's the hardest thing to rest the mind. And
Mhm.
one of my nurse friends told me that we're all bipolar, and I believe her, because I know there's certain times in my mind where I just don't put no label on it, but it's where you just kind of, you got to gain the control, but it's there, it
Right.
takes you there. So
Right.
when she said
Right.
that, I believed her. She's like, oh, we all bipolar. Was like, so it's just about finding that manageable place,
Right.
where it doesn't take you out into a dark zone and you stay there for so long. My minister, she used to say it best. She said, when you get down or you in a depression, just put a time limit on it and set a clock, set your
Mhm.
timer, and get up and be like, you gotta move. You gotta move.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is what helps, is surrounding yourself with the right people, you know.
Right. Right.
So I'm gonna take a break from you, Dawn, for just a moment, so I can see what's going on with the Queen here. To see, I'm gonna do a
Okay.
sound check. And Queen,
Hi.
Oh, that's like night and day.
The computer just shut off.
You know what? Matter of fact, I
It
had to look
did.
at mine to make sure that I wasn't going crazy. Okay, so that's good. So we didn't hear anything that you said before.
Okay.
Me and Dawn, we're gonna move out the way so you can introduce yourself to everybody, and then we're gonna continue our conversation. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Hi, I'm Freda Mathis. I'm a licensed Baptist minister and author. I am a paraprofessional with kindergarten here in Cobb County of Marietta, Georgia. I also have a ministry that I started a few years ago, In His Image, Mind, Body, Spirit, and Soul Ministries. And under that ministry, I have the Unspoken Sounds of Violence Forum, and I have I Am King Summit and mentoring program for boys 7 to 11. With the with the Unspoken Sounds of Violence, what I try to do with that ministry is get people who are living in neighborhoods that are riddled with violence to come together and talk about how the violence has affected them and their family, and get them to talk about ways where they can make positive changes in their neighborhoods so they can have a safe place to live. Our boys mentoring program, we talk to the boys and they're paired with a mentor, and they get to learn about their responsibilities to themselves, their school, to their families, their neighborhoods, and their communities. So you're never too young to learn what your responsibility to yourself is. So we just try to catch the boys between 7 and 11. And our ministry is geared mostly toward the boys, because I've noticed as a paraprofessional working in the school system, two different school systems, that our young black boys sometimes seem to get left behind, or they seem to fall in the cracks, and they're branded as bad, or they don't listen well, or this is happening to them, or they get branded as ADHD when maybe they just need for somebody to pay attention to them. So we try to catch them early, get them to talking to us, and pair them with a mentor, just to try to mold them into becoming the kings that they are. So that's a little bit about me. Also, I've joined the collaboration. Um, so I'm like super excited about having this book come out. And I'm very, very, very excited to be working with Miss Wanda Hollis and being here on the show today. So I'm just very excited about being a part of everything that she has going on in this movement.
Well, thank you, Queen, for sharing that. I have a couple questions, and Lotus says that's awesome, Miss Mathis, and I believe she was talking about just what you're doing in general with your work. My question is, why is it that 7 and 11 boys? Why did you decide on that age range?
Well, when I looked at the boys coming out of kindergarten and going into first grade and second grade, they seem to get into more trouble at school at that
Mm,
age, because they're active. They're not babies anymore, but they're not fourth graders, and they're not third graders yet. They're just coming into it, and they have a lot of energy, and they want to express themselves, and they're not given a chance all the time to express themselves the way young black boys could. It may be
mhm,
something at home. It may be the fact that and a lot of them have told me, I'm dumb. I don't know how to do this work. And they call themselves dumb. They call themselves stupid, and they're little,
mhm,
So to at the age of 7, when they're remembering and they're learning how to apply what they're learning to everyday life. If they can apply something bad to everyday life, they can apply something good at everyday life. I don't expect a 5-year-old to be ready to do that yet. So we try to catch the ones that are going into first, second, third, and fourth grade, to give them something to look forward to start being responsible. So when they get to middle school, they can say, you know what, I learned how to control my anger when I was in third grade, or I learned how to
right.
control my emotions when I was in fourth grade. I know that there's a mentor here that I can, call on, or a school counselor that I can talk to. I don't have to bottle this up and keep it inside.
And that's so key. I think a lot of times in our our black boys, that they are often misunderstood and then they get labeled.
Hmm.
How many, and by you being right there in the school system, how many mislabels would you say that we are faced with in today's school system?
I'm not a counselor or so I'm
I
not
know, just from a
licensed, but
professional
may
standpoint.
I would say in a classroom of maybe 17 kids,
Mm,
uh about four, and it's not, and that's if the classroom has that number of black boys in it. The
mhm,
class may only have two because our school is predominantly Spanish. So it may be two black boys in the class, or it may be three. But out of the three, if it's three, then two of them will probably be labeled as bad or ADHD or ODD, which is oppositional defiance disorder, or any kind of label, you know.
mhm,
And it seemed to me where it was always the young black boys that were always getting in trouble in class, or I need to take him to the office, or I'm gonna write you up, or I'm gonna call your mother. And I'm like, come here, what's wrong with you? Let's talk about that. Why are you acting this way? First of all, I had
mhm.
one little kid say, well, I don't know what else to do. I act like this at home. And it was all about changing his perspective on what was expected at school versus what was expected at home, and how to carry his expectation from me, because I put a lot of expectations on my boys, and carry that home so he could be different at home. Well, I get in trouble at home, so I don't know what else to do. And that
Right.
was their mindset. So I would say in a classroom, in a kindergarten classroom, if there were four kids in that classroom, four black boys, at least two or three would be labeled.
And that's high. I think that's
It
why they
is.
say the prison to pipeline, pipeline to prison is in the school systems, because like you're a teacher that's cares about the children enough to pull them over to the side and say, hey, before you send them to the office, you got to have a conversation with them, where I think a lot of that too is that certain people just don't know how to talk to our children,
Yes, absolutely. They're short
and
patient. They don't
mhm,
want to. They don't listen because they already have in their minds an idea of what they're going to, what a young black boy coming into the classroom, they already have an idea of what he's going to be when he get there.
right,
So trying to teach our young black boys, it's it's not easy, but it does not have to be hard. All you have to
right,
do is just have patience, talk to
mhm,
them, ask them what they want. All of them don't want to be basketball players or football players. So,
mhm,
you just have to find a common ground and allow them to be able to speak, because a 5-year old language is different from 10-year-old language. They haven't
absolutely,
developed the language where they can explain to you what they want. So you can get it out of them by asking them to draw, or you can get it out of them by partnering them with a mentor, someone that can, spend some time with them. So it's very important that you just really have patience and listen to them.
yeah, and that's key. I love the work that you're doing, and so that's what's going to and everybody else do too. You're getting some great comments. Let me just read your comments for a minute here. And I think you got a question. So it's so Tanya says, thank you for that, Queen Frida. This is much needed. Do you also help the community understand what we need to do, back up the work from your organization is doing? Maybe I misread that. Do you also help the community understand what we need to do, back up the work your organization is doing?
When we have events, I try to make sure that our parents know exactly what we are doing and what is expected for their child to continue to be in the program. Uh, I do try to send out information. I ask for volunteers. A lot of times I don't get volunteers. We do registration drives. We get very little people to participate or come by.
Mm,
Um, we have a Facebook page and a Facebook group, and even though I ask, a lot of times I'm out trying. When I see somebody, I say, "Oh, look, we have this," and I have flyers that I give out. And oh, I'll call you, or this would be great for my nephew. And a lot of times we never get, the call, or we never get to see people come in. But then when I have an event and I post the pictures and I have the boys, I interview the boys and I let them talk and tell their experience of whatever the event was that we had. Then I get a lot of comments. Oh, I didn't know you were doing this, and I didn't know this was happening. And one lady, she made a comment on one of my posts, and she said, well, she's been doing this for 4 years. And it was almost like a revelation that people, they're so oblivious to, the things around them, that sometimes they really don't pay attention to what's
mhm.
happening. So to answer the question, a lot of times people are not in tune with what's going on. They don't want to know. They won't participate. They won't get their boys involved because they don't think that it's a problem.
Yeah, but yet some of the parents are the main problem, because when you keep telling the kid that he's slow or he's not smart and all of these things, you're really driving down his self-esteem,
Yes.
so
And
you send him to
it shows
school.
up. It
Say that
shows up
again.
on it shows up on their schoolwork. It shows up on their test scores. It shows up in everything they do, even their language, even the way how they come into the building, throwing their weight around or throwing their backpacks on the floor, and I don't want to be at this school. I don't like this school, and I don't like the way things are going, because they've been talked down to so much that they don't have any self-esteem, and they don't have any drive and determination for learning the word. They don't want to learn it. They think that they're too dumb to learn anything.
Hmm.
I do want to share real quick. This book this year, can you see the name of it? It's called Dream Keeper. Where's the camera?
Right
It's called
there. Yeah,
Dream
but
Keeper.
mhm.
This book this year, we have been doing this book through our school for a book study. And
Okay.
this is about
Somebody
this
write that
author,
down in the comments. So tell me the name. Who's it by again?
Gloria Ladson Billings. Gloria Ladson Billings. Um, this book goes through how our young black boys are being taught in school, how they're falling through the cracks, how it could be, missed, just different things about. I was very surprised at when I started reading it at how much it showed me. And I
Mhm.
thought I knew a lot about our young black boys by me being a mother of 4 young black boys. And it was just like they're so misunderstood. It's hard for a teacher to really teach a young black boy until you understand where they come from,
Right.
how they're living, what their mindset is, and how you're going to improve that, or how you're going to get them to show it, come out of their shell and be the kings that they are.
Mhm.
So that book I thought was a good book. Since we're on this subject, I just so happened to remember we had that one. It's called The Dream Keepers.
And I got it. Thank you, Tanya. Tanya put it in the chat box. I'm sharing it now. So
Excellent.
because I know that where it comes to helping them identify with who they are, we have to understand the culture of
Yes.
being a black person in the community. Is so totally different.
Yes.
And when you have the majority of Caucasian teachers or other ethnicities, it's just very difficult for them to try to educate. That's why, if one thing can happen out of this COVID-19 season, I'm praying that black families can come together and start educating their children. So
Mhm.
that's my thing. I know it brought me so much joy when I had my grandson home and was able to do homeschooling with him, I could introduce him to some things that weren't shared in the schools, and
Absolutely.
we worked a lot on his confidence, so when it came to him taking tests, I would tell him, grandson, you study, just take the test, take a deep breath and say you're confident and you learn what you need to learn. And if you don't get the A this time, you know where it is. But I never come at him like you got to do this and belittling, because I don't play those games anyway. But it's just it's beautiful to see that you're pouring into them so much, in the school and also out of the school. So as a part of your ministry. This brings Let me bring Queen back in here, because this is what, from the two of you, this is what I really love about what you're doing, is that you're following your purpose. So I want us to get into this conversation about purpose and understanding what it is, because I really think that when we connect to our purpose, then it makes you light up, because I could see you light up when you talk about the boys. I know Dwan, she lights up when she's talking about, books and, her writings, and just, y'all got to check out our show. It's amazing. And they are so funny, the things that they talk about when they just doing what you love to do. So my question, and I want, hold on one second here. Having a little problem here. So I want this question to be answered. We're talking about finding your purpose in life. And what would be your definition of purpose? And either one of y'all can answer that. Minister, you
Purpose,
want to go first, or who's going first?
I will.
Okay.
Purpose is that thing that God created us to do. We all have talent to give back, and we work together as a family, or we should. So it's that thing that we was created to do, to make everything come together.
Okay. So for you, you would say that purpose gives you a sense of harmony or
Oh
completion.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Awesome.
Accomplishment.
Okay. Queen.
for, for me, for me, purpose is being intentional with living. Um, if you live on purpose, you want everything you do to have a meaning to it. You want to do it intentionally. You want to do it so people can learn from it, so people can grow from it. And you want to make sure that you're patterning your life after something important. Um,
Mhm.
you know, you, like she just said, every person has a purpose, whether they find it before their end time or not, they still have one. Um, so you just have to take a moment and look at yourself, reflect on your life, and make sure that your life has that you're being intentional with everything that you do,
Mhm.
and that way you can find your purpose.
Right.
Awesome. Was there ever a time that you didn't know what your purpose was?
Oh yeah, yes,
Yes.
yeah, I
And
can say that. Yes,
okay. You want to share how was it different than it is now?
yes. I was depressed for a long time. Um, spent several months walking around not even knowing that I was depressed, angry at myself, downing myself, in my mind, saying ugly things about myself. And just, I was basically just listening to the whispering of the evil spirit, I guess I want to say, or maybe the enemy was speaking to me and saying, "You're nothing. You don't matter. Nobody cares about you. You don't make any sense to people. They don't like you." And I was beginning to believe that, and I walked around for months believing that I was nothing, that I didn't belong here. that I didn't have any purpose. I didn't have any reason for living. And but once I began to change my mindset and allow God to come into my life, and once I came to God and I said, Lord, I don't like feeling like this. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to not know what my purpose in life is. Can you show me what it is I'm supposed to be doing? And it took some time for me to really, really get it. But once I began to turn things over to God, He began to reveal to me what my purpose was.
I can relate to that. I think, I think when I know for me, just sometimes like feeling like overwhelmed, and then it's like you kind of sometimes doing this and doing this and doing this, and then you start questioning everything. I mean,
Mhm.
that's how, how in the past I would get like that, like very, like, what am I doing? Am I doing too much over here, too much over there, not enough over here? So it took me really to have to get really centered and focused on just pulling out what I really, really, really enjoy doing the most.
Yeah.
Dwan, you want to chime in on that conversation of maybe a time where you didn't know what your purpose was, and what did it feel like?
Yes, there definitely was a time when I was existing and not living. And during that whole time, I was doing what other people wanted me to do. I was doing what other people thought that I was doing. But I had this nagging feeling that would never go away. That I was supposed to be doing something else. I have a greeting card company called Sassy Sentiments, and I write love letters to people in different situations. I personalize them. They tell me what's going on, and I write it out in a card. And then when I start getting compliments, and people was like, "Oh, he or she cried when they got the card," or "How did you know this was what I was trying to get across?" I started feeling comfortable with writing. Um, I started feeling comfortable with doing things that would make people feel good, and I needed to make sure that I was doing what God created me to do and make sure I kept Him first. So it's basically I had to trust God and use my spirit of discernment about everything.
And how do you share with somebody how to listen or how to trust? Because a lot of times people just have no tolerance for trust after being in a dark place for so long. So what is there any advice or anything you can share with somebody that may need to know how do they even gain that access of trust again?
It's about building a relationship with somebody and letting them know that you are different. Sometimes they've been so beat down, they don't have anybody to talk to. They can't turn to their family. And I'm from a close knit family, and we just love on each other all the time. So I really try to love people to life and try to show them that there are people that they can trust. There are people that have uh, their best in mind.
Mhm.
Wow, that's
Mhm.
great. That's great because I see that a lot where people just have a hard time trusting and not realizing that you're not going to attract anything positive by not trusting. It's going to be coming back to you just like that. Um
Yeah.
Minister, where has living on purpose taken you in life, and where else do you expect to go?
Living on purpose has brought me right here to Marietta, where I was licensed as a Baptist minister in 2010. Had I not recognized that I had meaning and purpose to my life, I probably wouldn't have moved here. I just had, like she said, I had that feeling that something else was more, something else was required from me. I was I was a choir director. I was a choir director, and I just knew that it was something else that God required from me. And I and when I talked to my pastor about it down in Columbus, Georgia, he said, whatever God is seeking, whatever has for you, you're gonna have to seek it through Him, and you're gonna have to wait on His call and wait for His answer. And I did, and it brought me to Marietta, where I got my license here, and I started the ministry here, and started the boys program here. And I've written 2 books since I've been here, and I'm working on a third, and I'm on the collaboration. So at the end of at the end of all of that, that'll be four books, and I feel like my purpose is leading me where I'm going to be a bestseller, and I'm going to win one of those awards. I don't know if it's Newbery or whatever award they got going on. I want one on one of my books. I want it to say award-winning book. I want that on my book. So my purpose is leading me there.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, same question, Dwan.
Uh, I want to continue to write books that make people aware of the different mental illness. I want to keep motivating young women of all ages, all grades, and women, period, about taking their past and their negative energies that hold them hostage and using them to build on, to do something positive. And I forgot to mention that I have a bath and beauty business, Sassy Soul, where I make candles, I make soy candles, body lotions, and sugar scrubs and body drizzles for from scratch. And I want to get that in the store.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
I have won one award for an anthology, but now I'm like the Reverend. I want to win some more awards.
Y'all just put it all the way out there.
Yes,
Bring
that's
the
our goal.
awards. Bring on the awards. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Like they say, you got to speak it. You got to make it
Yes,
plain, right?
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Right. So, I tell you, you all have really blessed me tonight. Just knowing that we're in the right place. And for me, that's what purpose does. It keeps me in alignment with the right people.
Right,
When I follow my gifts follow me, and then I'm able to connect with the right people, and in a very loving way and trusting, and just knowing that we all are special. There is nobody on the planet that isn't special. And
That's
when
right.
we can come together and we help other people realize how special they are, that's us just adding, I call it like that little pebble of to a big, think of a river or ocean, and it's just one drop of water that created it, and we're all a part of this. So it's just a beautiful thing when we can come together and help other people, because I really know that when you're on purpose, it makes life a little easier.
Yes,
Even it doesn't mean that those things don't come and knock us upside the head sometimes. It just means that we can figure it out a little faster. We can learn how to pivot and get back on the horse, so to speak, when we get knocked off, because life is still going to come,
right,
right? Still
right.
gonna come. But both of y'all say y'all want some awards to come too. So I
hmm,
need to ring this bell. Take this bell right there. That's your first award. And Lotus had put down, I want to bring this up because we were talking about the Dream Keeper, and I think that that's a very important book just to let people know that Lotus is awesome. She went and grabbed the information
Yeah,
off of
beautiful.
Amazon. So for
Mm.
anybody that wants to get that information, I think it's a good read, not just for educators, but for parents, for grandparents, to read and understand what's going on with our children and the plight that they may be under. Um, Sheila Carol Corbett, she said that she's proud of you, Miss Freda.
Shalon.
Shalon, okay, I messed that all up. Thank you for straightening me out. She said she's proud of you. And she said, thank you, ladies, for sharing your perspective. Author
Beautiful.
Shimia
Thank you.
Hill Burton, my co-host, she says, wonderful insight, ladies. Awesome work, ladies. So thank you everybody for your great comments. And Lotus says she's about to jump off. She has a soulful Sunday to get ready for. So Lotus, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for helping us out and everything that you do. So ladies, last words. What is any last words you want to leave with our audience before you take off, before we close the show out? And this could be however you want to leave a last word of encouragement or speak to the power of purpose or anything, but I just want you to take your time and give us a last word.
Okay.
You'll never ever be comfortable if you don't find your purpose. You do not want to die with anything in you. You want to be able to say that you have used all of your talents and your gifts that God put inside of you.
I love that. Use it
Amen.
all up.
Use it
Mm-hmm.
all up, baby.
Uh, I want to just tell everybody to encourage them to go after, set goals, set some goals. They don't have to be real high goals. You can start out small and then you can work toward high goals later. But set some goals and work toward achieving your goals. And make sure that you look inside yourself for what your purpose is. Seek God and let God guide you through your purpose. You have
Mm-hmm.
gifts. Use your gifts to manifest your purpose. Use your gifts to manifest your purpose. If like I'm a licensed Baptist minister. I have a gift of speaking, and I can preach, I can write. So I'm using my gift to manifest in the other ministries, and that purpose, you can do that. Just set some goals and follow through on those small goals, and let your gifts lead you to your purpose.
Beautiful. Beautiful. If you want to share how people can get in contact with you, anybody looking to join you in your mission to help our young boys or just anything else that you have going on, Miss Freda, what's the best way for them to reach you?
The best way to reach me is through Facebook at Freda Mathis. You can send me a message there, and I can we can go from there. You can send me a message, let me know you want to join the group, you want to volunteer, or if you have any ideas that you think might help our young black boys. You can leave your ideas, your message in the message. You can just find me at Facebook at Freedom Mathis. That is the fastest way that you will be able to reach me.
Okay. And Queen, you have a contact for us? I couldn't grab it. So you want me I could type it in for you though.
Okay. Facebook is Dwon Moss Johnson.
Okay.
And I can also be reached at Dwan D Johnson at yahoo.com. That's DWON D Johnson.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put Facebook on here and tell them also about your show that you have
Dwan
on Thursday. Is it Thursdays, right?
Yes, the one after dark, Thursday nights
Yeah.
at 8:15. I talk about love, sex, relationships. We get raw on that show, and it's all about keeping it real, and we keep it real.
They do keep it real.
Yeah, I
No
know.
kids. Wait to send the kids out the
What you
room.
say, Miss Freda? I know.
I know.
Send your
I
kids
can't do
out the
y'all
room.
and go to sleep at night. It's just too much. So I am so proud of you both. I'm glad that you taken the time to come in with me today. And I pray that this is a blessing to everybody that comes through. For everybody watching, please like and invite and share this video. Maybe perhaps later you can start a watch party and reach out to these ladies. And if you need any of their services, Dwan has a lot going on. She can help you with body products, you know, writing cards, just helping you laugh, because on Thursday nights, it is truly a delightful space to be in where you can just let your hair down and just have grown folk talk, grown folk conversation. And also, for Queen Freda, reaching out to her to be a part of her ministry. And I know you all should have felt the passion that both of these queens displayed on tonight, because they are definitely walking in their purpose and walking on a mission. So I thank you both for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you so much for having us. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
You're welcome. Well, hey, that's it. That's our time. We are making it happen. This is the I Am Enough talk show where your dreams matter. Please keep joining us every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we want to just enlighten you, because we believe in you, and like you should believe in you too. So until we meet again, ta ta, and I'll see you next time. Peace and bye for now.